You wake up, and before your feet even touch the ground, it's already there. That weight, not crushing, not obvious, just enough to slow you down. Same ceiling, same routine, same silent loop playing in your mind, and you can't explain it, but you feel it. A quiet whisper in the background of your life. This isn't it. So you reach for something, anything, to shake it off. Your phone, a distraction, a quick hit of dopamine. For a moment, it works. Then it fades, and you're right back where you started, because the truth is, this was never about your situation. It's about your wiring. Your brain has been trained, conditioned, to notice stress, to expect problems, to replay doubt, not because you're broken, but because no one ever showed you how to train it differently. Happiness isn't something you stumble into. It's something your brain builds, pattern by pattern, thought by thought, habit by habit. And right now, whether you realize it or not, you're already shaping it. The real question is, are you shaping it by accident, or are you ready to take control? Your brain is always watching, scanning the room, scanning your life, searching quietly, constantly for what might go wrong. It's not weakness, it's survival. You were built to detect danger, to notice problems before they explode. But here's the cost no one talks about. What you repeatedly focus on, your brain upgrades, feed it stress, and it sharpens stress, feed it negativity, and it becomes fluent in it. Over time, something shifts. You stop just noticing problems, you start expecting them. That's how the trap closes. But there's a way out, and it doesn't start with something big. It starts with awareness, gratitude, not the fake, forced kind, but the quiet recognition of what's already working, because your brain magnifies whatever you consistently notice. So if you train it deliberately to see the good, it begins to rewire itself. This isn't motivation, it's biology, neural pathways strengthening with every repeated thought. Here's the shift. Every night before you sleep, write down 3 things that went right. Simple, real, specific. At first, it feels small, almost meaningless, but stay with it, because slowly something changes. Your mind begins searching for wins during the day. Moments you once ignored start standing out, and without forcing positivity, you become someone who naturally sees light, even in the dark. There's a story you've been told your whole life, that happiness lives in your mind, but that's only half the truth, because your mind doesn't operate in isolation, it follows your body, and when your body slows down, shuts down, stays stuck, your thoughts begin to mirror it. That heaviness you feel, that lack of drive, it's not always emotional. Sometimes it's chemistry working against you. Your brain runs on signals, on neurochemicals that shape how you feel, think, and act. And movement is the switch that turns them on. When you move your body, even slightly, you trigger a cascade, dopamine to spark motivation, serotonin to stabilize your mood, endorphins to lift the weight off your chest. This is the internal language of energy, of clarity, of momentum. And here's what most people get wrong. You don't need a perfect routine. You don't need hours of discipline. You need consistency. 20 minutes of movement a day, walking, stretching, pushing your limits just a little. Because every time you move, you send a message. We are not stuck. We are in motion. And your brain listens. It adapts. It upgrades. It follows. So don't sit there waiting to feel inspired. That moment rarely comes first. Instead, move, let action lead, and watch how your mind begins to rise to meet it. There's a voice inside your head, and it never really goes silent. It narrates your mornings. It judges your decisions. It whispers in the moments when no one else is watching. Most of the time, you don't question it. You just believe it. And that's where everything begins to shift. Because that voice isn't just talking, it's programming. Every time it says, I'm not good enough, I always mess this up. Why even try? Your brain listens, not passively, actively. It starts collecting proof, filtering your reality to match that story, reinforcing the belief until it feels like truth. That's the power of unchecked thoughts. But here's where you take your power back. You are not the voice. You are the one hearing it. And the moment you separate the two, you create space. Space to choose. Space to interrupt the pattern. This is where the habit begins. Catch the thought, challenge it, change it, not with empty affirmations or fake positivity, but with grounded, honest truth. When your mind says, "I always fail," pause and ask, "Is that completely true?" Then replace it, "I've failed before, but I've also learned. I'm getting better." When it says, "I can't do this," shift it to, "I can't do this yet, but I'm building the skill." That single word, "yet," changes everything, because now your brain isn't shutting down, it's opening up. Every time you redirect that inner dialogue, you're not just thinking differently, you're rewiring. You're strengthening new neural pathways, teaching your brain a new identity, steady, capable, resilient under pressure, and over time, something powerful happens. That new voice, it stops feeling forced, it becomes natural, it becomes you. Here's the truth most people miss. Happiness isn't random, it isn't luck, it isn't something reserved for other people. It's wiring, patterns repeated, thoughts reinforced, actions that quietly shape who you become. And right now, whether you've realized it or not, you're already training your brain. The only question is how, because change doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't show up when life finally gets easier. It starts now, with what you choose to focus on, with how you move your body, with the voice you allow to lead inside your mind. Simple habits, but powerful enough to rebuild you from the inside out, because consistency does something motivation never can. It rewrites identity. Day by day, choice by choice, you stop being someone who reacts and become someone who leads, someone who sees opportunity, who creates momentum, who stands steady even when life pushes back. And once that shift happens, everything changes. So the next time you feel stuck, lost, or overwhelmed, don't search outside for answers. Pause, look inward, and ask yourself one question that could change everything. What am I training my brain to become? Because you are always training it, every thought, every action, every single day. So decide, will you let it run on autopilot, or will you take control and design the person you're becoming? If something in you stirred while watching this, don't ignore it. That feeling isn't random. It's recognition, a quiet moment where you realize you've been standing at the edge of change, but never stepping forward. So don't let this be another video you watch, another idea you forget, another spark that fades by tomorrow. Use it, right now. Not all 3 habits, not perfectly, just one shift in focus, one moment of movement, one thought you refuse to let control you. Start small, but start real, because the difference between people who change their lives and those who stay stuck is action, consistent, intentional action. Give it 7 days. Show up even when it feels pointless, especially when it feels pointless, because that's the moment your old patterns start to break and your new identity begins to form. And when you come back after those 7 days, you won't just feel different, you'll be different, stronger, clearer, in control. So if you're serious about becoming that version of yourself, stay connected. Because this journey, it doesn't end here. This is where it begins.